Back on the video of 6912 Dovefield in Bartlett, I'm talking about trying to increase the rent from $1,250 to $2,000 in rent. We'll market it at $1,999 or $1,995, so it looks like it's under $2,000. But you can't do it with going back with the same fixtures, the same finishes that we did back 12 years ago when we purchased this house. Now keep in mind, we got $1,250 in rent for 12 months. A year for 12 years, that's $180,000. So we had great tenants and they kept the property in pretty good condition. But we were going to be doing a pretty extensive rent ready anyway. But here's some of the things that we're going to change. We can't keep the old builder grade light fixtures anymore. This is going to go to either an oil rub bronze or a brushed nickel, probably brushed nickel. And it'll be a flush mount instead of hanging down like it looked when we were growing up in the 80s and things. We'll replace these for mica countertops with granite countertops, and we're going to be painting the walls gray. We'll use agreeable gray, and so we'll do a white and black and gray granite countertop in here. We're not going to keep our old black stove and the Vena hood, even though that was an expensive stove when I replaced it about 8 years ago. Those are all going to go to stainless steel, so it matches that gray. It matches what you might find in a new construction home. And these cabinets, even though they're in great shape, we could come in here and just use teak oil on these and they still have a great finish. But we're not going to do that because we're upgrading the wall color, we're updating these fixtures, we're updating the countertops, we're going to put in a new sink. You can see it needs one of those anyway. And so we will paint these. We'll have to sand them down, paint them, and we're going to go with a darker gray color so it matches well with the countertops and the wall color. So that's just in the kitchen. Throughout here, we used to leave carpet in these the living rooms just like this, but we've been recommending for some time now to change this out to some type of laminate flooring, something that's going to last a lot longer and hold up a lot longer. But in addition to that, we'll come in and we'll whitewash this brick on the fireplace, so then it matches those gray colors and these countertops that we've looked at in the kitchen already. Just like we did in the kitchen, can't leave the old light fixtures and fans. Those are going to go to a brushed nickel or an oil rub bronze. And when we start changing out light fixtures and cabinet pulls, we also do the same thing with the doorknobs. We're not going to leave those same gold doorknobs that were put on there from the builder. Those will match whatever light fixture colors and cabinet pull colors that we use. And even though we're going to leave this tile in the kitchen because it's going to match our grays, this looks dated. So we're going to be pulling this tile out, and that laminate floor that we're going to put in here is going to replace that. Now once you get away from that, you get into the smaller bedrooms, the secondary bedrooms. There's not a lot that you can do with them. We'll leave these with carpet, but we'll update the carpet. Instead of a builder grade, we'll go with what we call a frisee, something that you would put in your home if you were an owner occupant. And there's the old light fixture we grew up with. That'll go to a white ceiling fan. Doesn't have to match the one that's in the living room, but we will match it up when we get into the master bedroom. Same thing in this bedroom. We'll leave the carpet, but we'll go with a frisee. And then there's the old light fixture again. We'll be upgrading that into a ceiling fan. But you don't have to do a whole lot in the bedrooms because there's not a lot in it. You start spending more once you get into the bathrooms, just like you do in the kitchen. So this vanity top will go to granite, just like we saw in the kitchen. The vanity itself is worn and you couldn't put teak oil on that, so we'll paint those. It'll probably go to a white color. And toilets, we may keep them, but we're definitely going to replace the toilet seats on it. One of the things that's easy to do, it's hard to see, but around your mirror it starts delaminating, and we'll come in here and we'll just take trim and we'll build a frame around this mirror, and it'll give it more of an elegant look, and it'll hide some of that delamination that's on it. And of course, get rid of these old fixtures, put something more modern, and make sure that it matches exactly what we have with our light fixtures and our doorknobs. Same thing with the old style on the faucets, both in the sink and in the tubs. So that way everything matches. It'll look like you're walking through a new construction, but you're in an older home. Last, come into the master bedroom. We'll still leave carpet in here just because it gives it a warmer feel when you get up in the morning. But we'll go in and we'll match this fan to what we put in the living room. So if we go with oil rub bronze, it'll have a matching oil rub bronze fan here. Obviously, we're having to paint everything that gray color, and we will have to paint wall, ceiling, and trim, and all the doors so everything matches and is clean. Same thing here. This is going to go into granite, and we'll switch out these faucets. We'll build that same frame around the mirror so it hides any delamination, but it gives it an upgraded look. We'll also change out these light fixtures to make sure it matches up with the doorknobs and all of the light fixtures. And it'll give it a more modern look to it. This will become tile, and then everything will match up. We'll replace our toilet seats in here. Hopefully our shower and our tub will be a close enough match that it blends well with the agreeable gray on the walls. And then we'll come back in just to give added privacy. We'll put in new blinds. Some of them are missing, some of them are damaged. Don't necessarily have to go to an 2-inch blind, but you could. So that's just what we're going to do to try to compete with those other $2,000 rentals. And when I say just, that increased our rent ready cost from about $11,900, I think was the quote. We believe that we're going to be up around $20,000. So I'll give you those totals when we finally finish the project. But this is going to be a complete makeover on the outside and the inside when we get finished with it.